You can watch it on YouTube if Facebook is having issues, and they say they are. So first thing that popped up on my screen when I went to StreamYard, they are having some kind of issues with linking to Facebook. But you can watch it on YouTube. And of course, everybody in the future, you listen to me on Spotify and the many other podcast networks, call me. Give me a message in here tonight of the next few rounds of draft picks. It's a history to you. It may have happened a few weeks past you. Let me know a few things about the future and how the future's doing so I can be warned to see if I need to take shelter or not. Of course, it'd be nice to know the draft picks tonight. We are watching the NFL draft on ABC. I got to say that ABC. Give them credit because we're watching it. Guest tonight, Angel Vaow. Hope I got that right, so she won't throw something at me. Is sitting at a bar, and we are watching. She is watching the draft, NFL draft in the bar. Also, I like to. You'll see the rules up here in a few minutes, so we're kind of going to go by tonight. I did sign over copyright for a video to Disney, to that court case I've been long involved in. And the check came in, although it kind of rained that day. The check got wet, so I can't take it to the bank yet. But it's over here nice, high, and dry. I will be cashing your check next week, Disney. So please do not sue me for using the Deadpool image. That is your image. Disney owns Marvel. Marvel owns Deadpool now instead of 20th Century Fox. Goodbye, 20th Century Fox. I'm, so sad that you've moved on. But that's the way it goes. That's the entertainment industry. Here today, gone tomorrow. But Deadpool is now under Marvel's control, and Marvel is under Disney control. So does this make Deadpool a Disney princess? Now, I know Deadpool will probably kiss Thor, or he might even kiss Iron Man. I'm not sure. I know he kissed Scarlett Johansson. She better watch it around Ryan Reynolds. Get the idea, if you got a pulse, you got to watch it around Ryan Reynolds. Anyway, you can call this show tonight sponsored by the new Deadpool movie, Deadpool and Wolverine. The only thing I got to say about that movie, LFG. Let's fracking go. If you watch the trailer, they don't say fracking. But anyway, we're gonna listen to the NFL draft. Talk to Angel about is at a bar. She'll tell us about that, and talk about some of the adventures she gets into the paranormal after my intro. Bones, take it away and crank up.
Warning, the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Southern Fried Paranormal with Len Dorman featuring Bones.
Catch us on Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, Spreaker, Facebook, Stream, and everywhere else you catch your podcasts. And of course, WLFD-DB.com. Now, from the backwoods of southeast Arkansas, right beside the Bayou Bartholomew, the longest bayou on the planet, broadcasting from downtown metropolitan Cane Creek Township, here is your host, Len Dorman.
Righty then. Let's bring her out right now. Angel has done several paranormal investigations. She says about 300. But she's got me beat. She's an accomplished author. She's written you're kidding me, both fiction and nonfiction. She's a paranormal consultant, spiritual advisor, and divination reader. She's investigated over 300 locations and has been seen on Ghost Hunters. So the lady has been around, and now she is here on Southern Fried Paranormal. Angel.
Hi.
How are you tonight?
I'm good. Watching the draft.
Yes. It's not too loud because you've got the kind of the noise canceling type of headset on where it just we only hear what's going on in your end when you're talking.
Oh, that's awesome because the jukebox is playing. So I wasn't sure if you could hear that or not.
Yes. I hope you don't mind. We talk a little bit NFL tonight. We got Packers. Oh goodness gracious! Look at the TV.
There's so many people there. It's insane.
Yeah. Well, you remember what fans is short for? Fanatic.
Yeah.
Wow.
They
got themselves a defensive tackle. The Packers.
Jordan Morgan. Kid's face. I don't think that's who he wanted.
Okay, what we're going to have to do is keep you talking so the music's not playing in there so that we don't run into copyright issues. That's the only thing we're going to have to watch.
Okay.
I think you got to play 30 seconds before you run into copyright issues. So what I'd like to get you to do is just say something every few seconds. Especially when the music's playing. Because when you're talking, the music kind of goes off. I can't hear it.
Okay. I will try my best. How's that?
All right. Let's just start with the beginning, like I do everybody else. I hope you can talk to an avatar. Now, the reason I do that, fans of the show know that I have a very weak internet connection. As the intro said, I live in the backwoods of Arkansas. I live 2 miles outside of a town of 2,200 people.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. So we have no cable. They do have a cable company that covers the area. It does not cover outside the city limit. I'm 2 miles outside the city limit.
Okay, gotcha. I'm from a small town too.
I have to use cell phone towers for my connection, and the upload 90% of the time is not strong enough for me to upload a small video, and will not. I will lose the connection. It'll start just going on and off, because the upload of my image is too much for it. So
okay.
I can't use the camera to him.
Back home, I had to point my phone to the east if I wanted it to work. It just, I don't know why, but now that I'm closer to Pittsburgh, I really don't have that issue anymore. But hopefully, I get it being from a small town.
Hopefully in a year, not this summer, but maybe next, we should have the cable company catch up to us. They've already agreed that if they get to my road, they're just going, as soon as they get the connection done on my street, they're going to knock on our door wanting us to sign a contract, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But how did you get started in this wild and crazy world of paranormal?
Well, my mom, pretty much my mom and my aunties could communicate with the dead. So when they just kind of waited for me to show if I had any abilities, and I did around 8. I was 8, and they kind of just mentored me from there. So I saw my
Wow.
first apparition when I was 8, but it was my grandfather, and he hadn't died yet. He was in the process of dying, but he hadn't died yet, and I didn't know my grandfather. So when I saw his apparition form in my mother's room, I wasn't sure who I was seeing. And when she came back that evening, I told her I saw somebody in her room, and I described them, and she said, okay. And about 10 minutes later, we got a phone call, and it was my auntie, and she was calling to let my mom know that my grandfather was dying, like in that second dying. So I saw
What?
his spirit,
Wow.
and he wasn't gone yet. So they kind of knew that I had extraordinary gifts compared to just being able to communicate with spirits. So that
He was,
started it.
he
I
was
was
trying to
8.
he was trying to say goodbye to anybody and everybody.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So I think he showed up though because I was getting into my mom's jewelry, and that was a no-no. And I think because when I saw him, he kind of had his arms crossed, like he was kind of looking at me like if he could scold me, he would. So I think that's why he showed up.
He scolded you just the best way he knew how.
Right. So yeah, that's how I
Wow.
got started. And then
Okay.
I went on my first investigation when I was just about to turn 13, and it was at a haunted hotel, which is actually the hotel that they featured on the episode of Ghost Hunters that I was on. My grandmother was killed in a fire right behind the hotel. So that's where my mom took me for my first investigation.
Wow.
Yep. So I've been doing it since I was 13. And back then we didn't have all the equipment and stuff that we have now. We had a portable cassette recorder and camera, like a little 110 film camera, dowsing rods, pendulums. That's what we used. We didn't have all this equipment back then.
Wow. That's an amazing little story. Now, you've authored books. What kind of books you've authored? You said you got out fiction and nonfiction. Have you written paranormal books?
I have. Yep. All the nonfiction are paranormal, metaphysical, spirituality, astrology, and energy work, that kind of thing. And I have 4 books on the paranormal. 2 of them have been on the bestsellers list. Sorry. And then my fiction is erotica. So it's romance, erotica, spicy.
Ooh. Are you trying to say rated R?
Oh, yeah, some could be considered rated R, maybe a little further.
Ooh.
Some of them are super spicy. Let's just put it that way.
I'm sensing some X-Force.
Yeah, some of them are pretty graphic. I have a very good imagination.
Now, where are these books available?
Most of them you can get right on Amazon. If you look up my pen names, I have 2 of them. For my fiction, it's Angelica Knight, Angelica Night. And then for my nonfiction, it's under Angel Ray, Angel Rae. So you can get most
Okay.
of them on Amazon. Some of them I only print on demand because I've created Oracle decks. 4 of them, in fact. 3 of them have companion books with them. So those books can't be like, you can't purchase them through Amazon. You have to get them through me.
Okay.
So
How do they contact you to get those books?
Facebook is my go-to, like my main social page. So if you follow me and send me a message, then normally I get right back to you and let you know where to go to. But you can also go on Facebook to my author's page, which is Angel Ray 11, like the number 11.
Right.
If you go there, the pinned post is a link to all of my books that you can get on Amazon. So that would probably be the easiest way. But if you follow me on just my personal page, that's Angel Baby. It's ANGEL BABIE 73. If you follow me on there, then you can send me a message and I can direct you on. You can either get the books from me personally, that way I can sign them, or I can send you the links and you can just get them on Amazon.
Okay. Uh, let me ask you this about writing books.
Mm.
Where do you find the time?
um, no life, pretty much. My first book was published in 2015. And at that point, I actually had 3 books written. The publisher that picked me up split the books. It was one big book. He split the books into 3 different books. And it just kind of snowballed from there. He offered me to write a short story in an anthology book. And at the time, I wasn't writing fiction. I was focused on nonfiction. And my publisher kind of just pushed me and nudged me and says, I think you could do this really well, just give it a try. And I wrote a short story and it was on. I was like, I can do this. And I mean, there were days that I wrote for 18 hours a day.
Oh, wow.
It's, a lot of dedication. But I didn't go anywhere. Like, I stayed at home. At the time, I had a partner that really didn't. He didn't do well if I wasn't at home. And I just kind of got in a bad habit of, in order to make him happy, just kind of stayed home. So while I was staying home, I was like, well, I might as well write books. And I ended up, he's not in the picture anymore. After 15 years, after 15 years of just kind of, my life was devoted to him and my kids. And it got to the point that he didn't want me traveling and doing anything to further my career. So that drove a big wedge between us. And I just kind of focused on my writing even more and ended up 52 books in less than 8 years.
Wow, that's a lot of writing.
Yeah, it's not just one genre. There's so many different genres that I write, and to go from nonfiction to fiction, sometimes it was hard to get my brain to transfer, and transition from the note taking to doing nonfiction to just creating stories straight from my mind with the fiction. So, but I was good at it. I'm still good at it. I'm just now to the point that I want to kind of focus on the books that I already have out there and promote those before I write any more.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
That is impressive. We are now waiting for Buffalo's draft pick.
They don't need anybody. They got such a complete team. They don't need a quarterback. Well, you know what though? They got rid of Stephon Diggs. So they need a wide receiver. So that's probably who they're going to go after.
Yeah, we'll find out. Just within a minute, anyway.
Right.
For those of you who don't know who have tuned in, We are. Angel is in a bar where she is watching the NFL draft. I do not have the volume.
I'm drinking ginger ale though. I'm not
You're
drinking
drinking
alcohol.
ginger ale.
I normally don't. I don't drink alcohol out in public unless I have people that I can trust that are with me. Not because I get so intoxicated that I don't know what I'm doing, but I have a tendency of when I'm drinking, everybody has to be my friend. And I'll like wander off to befriend everybody that I can see. So I don't drink when I'm out in public very much. So
Okay.
I just come down to the bar because I hate watching sports by myself, even the draft. So I just came down here to watch the draft, so I wasn't by myself.
Ah, my wife is good about seeing what's on TV. So I can watch sports. She'll have it on. She'll look up baseball games, see what channel they're on, and when I get out of bed, the TV's already set on baseball. We also watch USL.
Okay.
And that comes on different channels. And she's even on Saturdays and Sundays, she's got that keyed up where she can already knows what stations the ball game's gonna come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I love football. Football's that's my heart right there. I'm obsessed with football, but I like NBA basketball too.
Okay, I don't pay much attention to basketball. Never played the sport. Never was good at it. So I just don't pay much attention to basketball. I watch football quite a bit and do watch baseball because I played baseball. I played baseball when I was 37.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
You played professional?
No, semi.
Okay.
Unaffiliated league. When the strike happened, what was it, 92? They were scouting our league because they couldn't go, of course, in the minor leagues. If they wanted a bunch of guys just to play the games in the big cities, they could not hire minor leaguers. They had to hire independents. So and we knew one was going to be scouted because they had this pitcher that was being looked at anyway by the pros. So they were looking at him as a replacement, and I got on base 3 out of 4 times on him.
Oh, wow.
I kicked.
So that was interesting. They found out that I was at the time, I was much faster from home to first than most people even in Major League Baseball.
Just home to first, though?
Well, I could 9 times out of 10 when I put a bunt down to move the guy from first to second.
Yeah.
I would beat the bunt out 9 times out of 10.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they were impressed with that.
Yeah.
Plus, I could steal, slid head first, which creates excitement. I was just having a good time. I was out having fun. No pressure. It's not like I did it for a living.
Right.
I just had fun. Got a lot of fun memories. Let me ask you, where have you ghost hunted before? What cities, states, etc.?
Oh boy. Upstate New York, Jersey, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, West Virginia. I think that's it for the states. No, Massachusetts. I'm sure I'm forgetting some. I'm all over.
Yeah. That's like I was telling you earlier. I said I'd go hunting in Georgia, Illinois. I actually did a little ghost hunting in Ohio, New Orleans, and Louisiana, and of course, right here in Arkansas.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of all over too.
I want to get out Midwest and I'd like to start in Chicago, like that area, and then move my way Midwest and check out some locations there. That's probably going to be maybe next year.
Okay, do you follow Tony Zabiskie?
It sounds familiar. but I'm not sure.
He works for a ghost tour in Chicago.
Okay.
He'd be the person to contact before you went to Chicago.
Oh, okay.
A lot of the people that were in it when I was in Chicago are not in the paranormal anymore.
Hmm.
Ursula Belsky, she's written several paranormal books. She tries to do some blogging on YouTube, but she gave up her tour guide business. And somebody's dying laughing over there.
It's Pam. She's one of my crew members that investigates with me. Her and her husband came down to sit with me at the bar.
Oh, you want to shove the camera over her way so we can see her?
Sure.
Oh, wait, what?
Okay, wave. Hi. Hey, by the way, you two are on YouTube right now. You're on Facebook, and you're also on WLFEDB.com. Plus, this show will get uploaded to Spotify and all the other podcast networks. So you can say hello to the people in the future.
He's saying, say hello to people in the future.
Hello, people.
Oh, there you are.
Future people and people of today. Hello.
We're just having fun tonight.
Are you going to be, can you tag me? Because you said you couldn't get the link to work for Facebook, right?
No, I got it working fine according to this
okay.
thing. I was just saying,
Okay.
Facebook said they were having troubles. They may have fixed it by now.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, if it didn't, then just tag me and we'll share it on my page.
Okay.
No, it's all crooked. I'm all crooked now. What the heck? Oh, dang it. What'd I do? Hold on. Let's see if I can fix this here. I don't know how I had it sitting before. There we go.
Hey, you got it. What are some of your more exciting adventures? Let's say.
You mean like investigating?
Yes.
Hinsdale is my home away from home. That's in upstate New York. It's been on so many different TV shows. Dan Klaus owns it. He's a very good friend of mine, and I go up there. It's not just an overnight stay. Like, we stay for days and days at a time. I've probably clocked over 1,500 hours just at that one location alone. The owner of it and I are writing a book together, actually, about the house and all my experience. It's just an amazing place. It's one of them places where it's not just the paranormal. There's cryptids, there's bouncing, dancing lights in the woods that we've captured. I saw my first shapeshifter on the property. UFO activity. They have Bigfoot hunters that go up into the woods because the house is surrounded by the enchanted forest or the enchanted woods. That's what the Native Americans called it, and it supposedly has Bigfoot sightings in there. So there's that, and it's one of them locations that is not just about the house; it's the property itself. There was over 5,000 Native Americans massacred on the property, and wow. Dan has found like 5 different burial mounds on the property so far, and he's got, I think, 11 acres? Did not have 10 acres, yeah. So we go up there in February for Pam's birthday. We spend like a week there. And it's cold up there in February. It's very, very cold in the mountains. And then I have it in August, and I take a group up with me every August and watch the meteor shower because there's no light contamination up there. It's just pure sky at night. You can see the Milky Way. It looks like you can like just reach up and touch the Milky Way. It's beautiful.
Wow.
And every year my mom and I, for her birthday is August 12th, and we would always watch the meteor showers. And when she passed away, I kind of stopped doing it because she wasn't around anymore. And one day she just kind of showed up and was like, "Why aren't you doing this anymore?" And I have no idea why that keeps going dark on me. The light is not flickering. See it keeps going dark, and I don't know why it's doing that. But yeah, she just showed up and says, why'd you stop doing that? It's a tradition. So I got a hold of Dan and I was like, hey, can I have Hinsdale that week of the meteor shower? And he's like, of course. And I've had it like that for the last 5 years, and I'm booked for life for that week at the Hinsdale. So Dan, he already knows at the beginning of every year, he just marks those dates off for me. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Hinsdale is just amazing. The evidence that we've captured there, it blows my mind. The EVPs alone, it's crazy. So if you're looking for a place that has everything, Hinsdale is definitely one of the places to go.
I've heard a lot about it. And by the way, I think your trouble is if you look behind you, there's a blue bar of light on the wall behind you.
Yes.
And it's shining right into your camera. So when the camera is struggling between compensating for you and keeping you lit, or cutting down a little bit so that light is not so blinding. That's right. The issue, and I don't know what we can do about it.
I'm trying to. If I just hold my phone, maybe that'll help. I don't know. How long do we have? We only have 20 minutes. I can do this.
We have 20 minutes if you want to quit in an hour. We could go on later if you want to.
We can play it by ear.
Okay. I mean, after all, I am immortal here.
I'm not. I've had a very long day. My roommate's sister called and woke me up really early in the morning, and that started my day off horribly. So.
And you didn't get to take a nap like I did.
No, I got up, fed the dog, and I went to the gym, and I worked out for a couple hours, and went back home, cooked dinner, and came down here to the bar.
Wow. If you got any kind of recommendation for people who want to write a book like you were talking about you do, have you got any recommendations for a young writer?
Dedication. I mean, there's so many people that I know that want to write a book, but they said they can't, it gets exhausting or boring or whatever. And my biggest advice has always been set a goal. Even 500 words a day, just those 500 words will add up eventually and create a book, but you got to stick to it. So that's the biggest thing is the dedication part. People just, I don't know what it is. No follow through. But writing isn't for everybody either. You have to be dedicated, and you have to a lot of sacrifice of social life and instead of going out and partying, you got to sit down in front of a computer and write a book. So that's the biggest piece of advice that I could give is just be dedicated to it if you really want to see results.
Okay. That good sound advice.
I mean, because it gets overwhelming. If you think, if you're reading a book, like some of my books are 700-800 pages. Like I've written novels, and then some of them are 200 pages, but if you want to write a novel, you're only on a couple pages and you're thinking, 700 pages to go. It can be very overwhelming. So just setting a small goal for yourself, 500 words a day is nothing. So very doable. You can have yourself a novel by the end of the year.
I see. What is on your bucket list for places to investigate?
One place. That's it. The Stanley Hotel in Colorado.
Ooh, yes.
That's the only place. Waverly was on my bucket list, but I've been to Waverly and definitely would love to go back there. But yeah, Waverly and Stanley were the only two on my bucket list ever.
So you've almost completed your bucket list.
Yep.
And
I don't like the
hopefully,
big popular places though. Like a
mhm.
lot of the investigations that I've done, I've been on 86 private cases where people have called me in to help them with a haunted situation, or um, sometimes it wasn't even a haunted situation. It was just they needed somebody to talk to. But yeah, I don't really get into the big popular locations like OSR and all these big prisons and things like that. Like those places don't impress me. I'd rather go to a smaller location that's not well known, and talk to spirits that really don't get anybody to talk to. You know, those bigger places, they're overrun with investigators, and the spirits get asked the same questions over and over, and it gets monotonous, you know? So I like the smaller places, the less known places. Those spirits are, they communicate much better, and they're much more appreciative to have somebody there like me that can communicate with them. So,
I can understand that. I fact, I quite a bit sympathize with that. Uh,
yeah.
Kind of the way I do things. Do
Yeah.
you like to investigate with other people? You said your compadre there at the bar with you. Y'all
Yeah.
investigate a little bit. Yeah, y'all investigate together. Is it
Mhm.
just you and her, or including some other people here, or what?
Well, for a very, very long time, for many, many years, and especially after my mom passed away, it was just me. And I got used to that, just investigating on my own, doing private cases on my own. And then when I started writing my first book, my publisher suggested that maybe I go and work with teams and just get a feel for, you know, how the team works and this and that. So I did that. And the first 2 years, I worked with well over 100 people and learned very quickly this was not for me. I don't play well with others.
Nah.
Simply because not enough people were taking it seriously. There were a lot of people provoking, um, touching things, moving things in locations, team drama. It was just ridiculous. And I was like, this is not for me. So I ended up going from working with over 100 people to four.
Wow.
And those four people pretty much make up my crew. So, and that's who I stick with. And I
Okay.
don't do public events. I don't like public events. I don't have the patience for them. Um, I've tried to do a couple of them, and people have their phones on, and these women come with high heels and, you know, decked out with jewelry that just jingles through the whole night, and then they're in their high heels clanking on hardwood floor. I can't take it. I just can't. I'm like this I take it very seriously, and my gifts and my abilities always come first when I'm on an investigation. So I focus on the spirits and what they need from me. And if I got to spend a half hour explaining why you should be wearing 6-inch heels to an abandoned location, or, you know, why you shouldn't be wearing bracelets that jingle all night and think, I ain't got time for it. So I just avoid it.
I understand. I've been to a few because that's the only way I could get in there.
Yeah.
Your public investigations, and
Yeah.
but I understand what you're talking about. I was in the Wax Museum, public, but they left about 1:30,
Hmm.
and I was able to stay in the Wax Museum until 5 a.m. in
Oh,
New
wow.
Orleans. I was there for had the whole place to myself for 2.5 hours.
Mm.
I've had paranormal investigators said there's no way they'd do that. Being locked in a wax museum of all things in New Orleans of all places
Yeah.
by themselves, lights out for 2.5 hours. They said they couldn't have done it. Do you ever use Echo Box?
I haven't personally, but I've been with people that have used it. I use the Phasma box, and then I have it's called the Bob box. It's named after a spirit that attached itself to me a couple years ago. But my friend Austin Maynard, who lives in Ohio, built it for me. So it's like a spirit box, like the Geo box and everything.
Right.
So I use those too myself.
Okay. Of course, you said you don't provoke.
I
Uh,
don't what?
you said you don't provoke,
No,
and
never.
I respect that highly because I don't do that either.
Right.
I don't believe in it. By the way, my college degree is in human resources, business management with human resources. So
Hmm.
I just take clues from work, how employees want to be treated, and that's how I treat the spirits.
Right.
With
Yep.
respect. How are you doing?
Right.
Uh,
You see these investigators, they'll go into prisons and they've already judged any spirit that's in there simply because they were in prison. And I don't judge anybody. Like whatever happened, whatever they did has nothing to do with me. It's in the past. They're dead. It's over, so I don't go into any place with that kind of mentality. I go in there to see who wants to talk to me and if I can help them. So the whole provoking thing, I think, is ridiculous. I think a lot of people do it out of fear, honestly. I think it makes them feel courageous, maybe, or gives them a little bit of, courage to investigate, because it makes no sense why you're arguing and screaming at the spirit. It just makes no sense to me.
well, I've looked at the human condition over the years. A lot of people on this world have got to look down at somebody. They're not going to like somebody because they have a religion they deem lesser than theirs. They
Right.
they and their spouses don't make the money somebody else's does. They don't have as good a job. So that means they're lower IQ, which is not true. Some very smart people
Right.
never get that big job break, because getting a big nice job is a lot of luck. It's talent, yes, perseverance, yes, but a lot of it's being on the right place at the right time, talking to the right person to give you a break.
Mm.
And if you never get that break, uh, you never get that really good job.
Right.
And that's what I found over the years.
Good night.
Oh, who's leaving?
A couple of the regulars.
Oh, okay. This is a bar you come to a lot, right?
It's the only one I come to.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's the name of it?
It's like a private club. It's this what is it? Slovak American Club.
Cool. And
Yeah.
it's a private
So
club. You got to be a member to come in.
right, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Less drama, no fights. And I feel pretty safe here, so.
That's the only type of bar that could be open in this county. But you've only got about 4,000 people in the county. So a bar
Mhm.
that would not be viable, but it's a dry county. You can't just open up a bar, get a business license, and be selling beer tomorrow. There's no
Right.
such thing. It has to be a private bar, and get a private. They'll issue a license for maybe one place in the county where it's private, and they have
Mhm.
not got the right person to run said place. I would be that right person 10 years ago, but
Yeah.
not now. Not. I'll be 68 this summer,
Mhm.
and I just cannot see myself starting a business in a private club, because I've worked in nightclub business for years.
Mhm.
One reason Al Capone and I don't like each other.
Okay.
You ever had a run in with him?
No.
Don't
No.
don't. He's not nice. He's not friendly, and he doesn't like women. So he would, if he got downwind of you, he would badger you and appear in front of
Yeah.
you, scare the hell out of you. He's
I've
not
run into a lot of spirits like that.
he's not that nice of a person. Although you could probably deal with it.
Yeah, they don't bother me.
Yeah, just
I just ignore them.
use some Deadpool language. Yeah, like excuse my French, everybody. Facebook, beep. Just say fuck off and get off of me.
Too funny.
I hope Facebook got that beeping. I do have the mature rating on my YouTube, and you saw the warning that I have at the front of the show.
Yeah.
Dale Kazmeric been investigating since 1970 in Chicago.
Mm.
Amazing. I mean, he's the one that got that photograph. It was his team, Ghost Research Society, that took that photograph of the lady on the stone in Bachelor's Grove back in '91. He was on the show, one of my first shows. He said, "Oh, you got the mature rating?" I said, "Yeah, I got the mature rating on YouTube, and I've also got the mature rating. I've got the warning there at the front." He said, "Well, shit."
Oh my goodness.
So that's where I sit with my show.
Mm. So do you go to any of the conventions? See, look at me, I'm interviewing you now. I do that, I'm sorry. But do you get to any of the like the paranormal conventions or anything?
I haven't because we moved 8 years ago down here to Arkansas, and I did some of the conventions in Chicago area. I went to when we first got down here. I went to the paranormal con that's in Little Rock, and I may go again. They've got a small venue there in a very haunted museum, and it's interesting. It's hard to get a table there because they don't have a big room just set up for tables where you got table after table. You almost had to set up outside, and I got to have electricity because if I'm going to have a table, I'm not going to just sit there and watch everybody go by. I'm going to have some of my past investigations playing on a monitor.
Right.
So I have to have electricity. Also, I would do with being a podcaster. I'd want to sit there and podcast during this. So I've not been one recently. That's in our plans to go to.
Yeah.
I have done that. I will do it again, but I have not done it in recent history. To answer your question.
Yeah. There's a big one that we go to in Gettysburg, the Gettysburg Battlefield.
Oh yes, I've heard of that.
Yeah. Last year was my first year there, and I'm going back this year. It's July 26th through the 28th, and I'm really excited about that one.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, but if you can ever get to that one, it'd be a great one for you to get to know people in PA.
That would be an amazing one to go to. I don't know if I'll ever get to Gettysburg or not. I've got a lot going on down here. You don't know this is old hat to some of the people who listen to the show. Just over 8 years ago, December 2015, we moved down here, and we thought we were going to one house, but that didn't work out. So we became temporary residents, and then we went house shopping, and the real estate lady took us to several houses, and none of them were just what we needed. So she said, "I got one place. Let you take a look at it. It's not that nice, but I'll take you to look at it anyway." So they took us way over here, driving through the country, driving through cornfields, rice fields. Rice is Arkansas makes more rice than anybody, by the way. Basically, we are the rice state. And anyway, took us to this place, and she thought it was a trailer. We pulled in the driveway, and I said, "That is no trailer." We're still 50, 60 feet away from the house. The house is set back from the road a bit. I said, "This is no trailer." She said, "It's not." I said, "No, it's a house." We negotiated with the people. It was in foreclosure, so I talked to a bank in New York. We negotiated with it and BlackRock, I believe, big real estate investor up there. But we talked about it, and what we did, we paid full retail price for 4 acres. Uh, I negotiated the price and said, "Look, it's going to be 18.5 or nothing. We walk." I can't take that. I said, "Okay, this is over." Wife and I got up and walking out of the office, and she came running out there. She told the guy, I said, "Look, they just walked out of my office. So, yeah, you need to go ahead and make a deal or at least say something." And so she came outside and got us, went back inside, and he took my offer at 18.5.
Mm-hmm.
$18,500,
Wow.
which was absolute full retail price for 4 acres of land at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It had a 3-bedroom house sitting on it. The house was given to us.
Wow.
I had to do some work, had to do some plumbing work to it, had to do some inside work, had to paint all the whole inside and put a roof on it.
Mm.
But we basically got a free house
Jeez.
8 years ago.
That's awesome.
So that's what we stumbled in. This is our retirement cabin in the woods. We're done. We're not. We're not moving anywhere else.
Yeah, I'm working on that, trying to find a place to settle down. Having some difficulty because I have a dog. Nobody wants to rent to somebody with a dog. I'm like, so I'm struggling with trying to find a place, but hopefully I'll find a place soon.
Okay. Let me know if I can work out something. I've got 2 empty lots right next to me.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
it would take a lot of work. You'd have to go in there and cut some trees down just to have a driveway. You'd have to cut some more trees down to drop a trailer. But if you wanted to do that, let me know. And the guy who owns the property lives across the street.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know. For the first time in my life, I feel lost, and I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I have a situation coming up in September. In 1991, I was attacked and brutally beaten and stabbed, kicked. I suffered a lot of damage, and the guy was put in jail. And while he was in jail, he got into a fight with another inmate, and a CO got involved, and he attacked the CO and almost killed him.
Wow.
And he ended up getting 17 years extra on his sentence, for what he did to the CO. He's getting released from jail in September of this year. And unfortunately, where I'm living at right now, he is going to be living about 20 minutes from me.
Wow.
And I try really hard to control any hate, towards this man, but it's kind of hard not to. And I mean, I'm in pain every day. I've been in pain since I was 18. I'm 50 now, and it's really hard to forget it, and now he's getting out of jail. He's going to be running free, and I feel like I'm kind of being forced out of here. And I'm trying to deal with it because I figure if the universe is pushing me out of here and going somewhere new and starting fresh, then okay, I'm about it. But I'm running out of time. And September in my mind is tomorrow, just because of the PTSD and everything that I go through, knowing that he's going to be out and about and I could walk into him, at any time. It's caused a lot of panic situations with me in the last few weeks, and I'm struggling with it, but I do want to. I've been looking, and it's just I've looked in Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, and it's just every time I find somewhere that looks decent and then I can afford, they don't take pets, or the people don't get back to you. So I have no idea what's going on. I'm just completely lost at the moment. So I'm doing my best. I have good people around me right now. So I'm definitely blessed when that comes, when it comes to that. But all this other stress, I don't know. I don't know what I'm
Well,
going to do.
I wish you luck with it.
Thank you.
Now, you said you've been to Waverly Hills, right?
Yep.
Did you have any kind of special happenings going on there?
um, Lots. I had an onslaught of spirits come to me, and it was so overwhelming that I had to keep just sitting down and telling them to please one at a time. But I did capture, and I took 5 different pictures in the same area because I usually, I take pictures in succession. And I captured this shadow person walking from left to right and
Okay,
then backed
can I,
up.
can I stop you for just a second? I've
Mm,
got to step away from the computer for about 30 seconds. Just keep on talking about Waverly Hills. I will be back about 30 seconds.
okay.
Just keep going where you were.
Okay. So up on the 4th floor, I was taking pictures inside one of the rooms. Like I was standing in one of the rooms and I was pointing out towards the hallway. And there's little open windows that you can see through. Well, I just started taking pictures because I had a feeling. So I started taking pictures and captured like a 4-foot shadow. You can see their head like walking from left to right, and then it backs up. Like I don't know how to explain it. It just somehow went backwards on me, and I didn't even see this until I got home and was going over evidence. So when I was taking the pictures, I felt like something was there, but I actually didn't see it until I got home and went over to evidence. So and then there was a point when we were getting ready to leave. We were staying at the pump house, which is behind Waverly, and if you want to spend the night, you can go down and stay at the pump house. And we were on our way down there, driving down the driveway, and to my right, I looked out my window and there were 3 spirits and they were running right at the car, like with their arms out and, like they were reaching for me. And as soon as I told the person that was driving the car, I'm like, stop for a minute. I was like, who is that? Because I thought it was somebody living because they were so clear. And as soon as they stopped the car, I looked and they were gone. All 3 people were gone. So definitely had a very cool experience there. A couple of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm back, by the way. That was an impressive experience. Could your
Yeah,
friends
Waverly was awesome.
could your friends see him at all?
No, they had no idea why I was telling them to stop because I thought maybe it was like staff members or somebody, and maybe one of us forgot something in the building, and they were like running after us to give us something. That's how clear they were.
Wow.
But as soon as the car stopped and I started to roll down the window, they just dissipated. So night.
Your chin off. Your chin. Stop throwing your chin. Oh.
JT and I. All right, got it.
Good night.
It sounds like you're surrounded by a lot of great people.
I am. They're very friendly in here, and they've kind of adopted me. When I first started
Cool.
coming in here, I've never belonged to a club or anything, and I would come in here and I wouldn't know anybody, so I would just come in and sit down, keep my head down. But now it's been about a year, and we all know each other. It's pretty cool family in here.
The only club I ever belonged to like that was a strip club in Vegas.
Oh, jeez.
I was one of their members for a while. I've always looked at it this way. I don't want to be a member of a club that would have me as a member.
Why?
You think I want to hang around those kind of people?
Oh my goodness. So, well, my phone, my charger is not working because I think my power pack is out of power, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to end this shortly, so because I don't want it just to die on us. But
Okay, we got an hour, and that's all I really ask of people. I have done one night about 6 7 weeks ago. I did just short of an 8 hour show.
oh wow.
See, WLFE does not have a show on after mine, so I can go. He's lets me go on as long as I want. Ted, hello, Ted. Yeah. Ted is the person. Of course, I said Ted. I'm not supposed to say his name.
Oh, you don't like this hour?
He's got the balls that I had to fondle in order for me to get my own show.
Okay.
I usually say I can't say his name but it rhymes with bed.
Well, I would definitely love to set something up with you and do another interview where we would have more time. I'm trying to think if I got anything coming up.
How about on the 9th, 2 weeks?
The 9th, May 9th. I don't think I have anything planned that day. I'll double check my schedule though.
Okay, I'll get back with you. The reason being, I had a cancellation.
Oh, okay.
Just before.
Well, what I'd like to do is, if we're gonna do that, then have Pammy and our other crew member Ruth be on with me, so you'd get all three of us.
All right, that sounds like fun. Yeah, I had a cancellation from Michael Lynch. He's kind of a cryptid UFO guy.
Mm-hmm.
His wife informed me that he passed away Tuesday from a massive heart attack.
Oh, jeez.
So my condolences go out to the Michael Lynch family. I do appreciate the call. She's calling quite a list of people because he was one of these that is on some broadcast somewhere almost every night of the week. He was almost a professional guest on podcast.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I do have I feel bad for the Lynch family, but I got to have a guest that night, and I just had a cancellation. So check your schedule for the night.
Pammy.
2 weeks from the night, and we can do something.
2 weeks. Okay, hold on. May 9th. Do you got anything planned? She's checking her schedule. Hold on.
It's a Thursday. Nothing.
Nothing. Nope, she's free. I'm pretty sure I'm free. So, and I know Ruth is free. So, so yeah, you can have us all three. That night.
That sounds like a fun party.
Oh yeah.
By the way, Feige did say if I was going to use the Deadpool image, no cocaine. So we were not drinking tonight. There was no cocaine on my end. I didn't see any on your end.
Nope. I don't mess with that stuff.
By the way, I did talking about that. I did a location in Chicago called Ethel's Party. I used to call it Ethel's Party Bar, although it was not the title, so people would know what it is. It was named after Ethel, who liked to party or something. The name was kind of obscure.
Mm-hmm.
It's been abandoned now. Almost as long as I've been down here in Arkansas. But they moved on and got a bigger, nicer bar. The building's been partially restored and up for sale, I think. But it was a mortuary for 90 years before it was a bar for 10. It was in the Chinatown area, Chicago, just north of where the White Sox play. And the bar had the kind of high-paid workers. And high-paid workers, they're not very good at saving their money. They spend it on cocaine. You can walk in the men's room or the women's room on Friday or Saturday night, and you smelled the cocaine as soon as you walked into the restroom. The bartenders would always say you could go in there and sniff the counters where the sink is in the bathrooms and get a contact high of cocaine.
It's horrible.
It was actually amusing, but the place was so haunted, my wife wouldn't even go to the bathroom there.
Yeah. It's,
It's that was an interesting place to investigate. I investigated there quite a few times. Hosted some Halloween parties there because they were good about having events there on on Friday before Halloween. Uh,
mhm.
I hosted the Chicago Historical Society in there one night. Because all of a sudden I've been in an empty bar, and all of a sudden I've got about 50 people in there that just unloaded from a luxury bus out front
Mhm.
from the Chicago Historical Society, and I'm the entertainment. That was fun. All right, you need to go ahead and wind it up. I really appreciate you being on tonight.
Oh,
We
thanks for
had some
having
fun. We had some fun, a few laughs. And I look forward to doing it again on the night tentatively. I'll just check your schedule, and then we'll make it a hard booking for the night. I appreciate you filling in when I just lost the guest tonight.
me. Sure.
So thanks a lot. Thank your friends for coming on,
Mhm.
and I look forward to meeting the entire gang in 2 weeks. That sounds
Oh
like
yeah,
fun to
it'll be
me.
fun. Yeah, we're tons of fun.
All right. One more time, tell everybody where to find you and where to find your books.
You can find me on Facebook at Angel Baby 73. It's ANGELBABIE 73. And most of my books you can get on Amazon under the pen names Angel Ray, ANGELRAE, or Angelica Knight, ANGELICANIGHT.
All right. Is there anything else you want to tell everybody?
No, just look for us in 2 weeks.
All right. Thank you a lot for coming by. Appreciate it on
Thank
draft
you.
night. We didn't talk too much about the draft because mainly because it got over with about just before 11 o'clock.
We were at the tail end of it.
At the tail end of it, Kansas City was drafting, and who cares who Kansas City drafts?
Yeah, they don't need anybody either.
No, they don't. Hey, Chicago needed a quarterback. They got number
Yeah, they
one,
did.
so the quarterback they drafted thought they'd be their franchise quarterback. Was not. I don't know if they gave up on him or he gave up on himself or whether he. A very good college quarterback does not necessarily make a great NFL quarterback at
Right.
all.
Yeah.
I hope he picks up a job somewhere else. Maybe if he gets under the right coach, he can be a starter. But more than likely, he's going to be a
He's
second
gonna be a
string.
backup. Yep.
He's going to be second string quarterback for somebody.
Yep.
And in the NFL, your starter over as many games as they play is going to get hurt sooner or later, and he's going to miss a minimum of 1 to 2 games every
Right.
year.
Yep.
Very few good NFL starting quarterbacks go an entire season without at least missing a game, pulling a hammy or banging their pinky or whatever.
Right.
Well, maybe he can go somewhere else and be a very good backup. Who knows?
Right. Anything's possible.
That, hey, if you're in the paranormal long enough, you figure out things are possible. I
Well,
mean,
I appreciate you having me on, and yeah, I will definitely. I'll get a hold of you tonight once I get home and check my schedule and let you know for sure about the 9th.
yeah, just leave a message. If I'm on, I'm on. If I'm not, of course, I get the message. It keeps. That's why Facebook was designed for communications. Messenger really helps that. That's what it was designed to do, not to argue politics.
Right. Right. I
Or
agree.
call people names. It was set up for business and set up for person to people like this to meet up, coordinate, and get things done together. So I appreciate Facebook. I just don't appreciate some of the users.
I agree. Yep. Right there with you.
All right. Good night. And
You have a good night.
say
We'll
good
talk
night
soon.
to everybody who's watching or will watch,
Yep. Thank you guys.
because this will be appearing on Spotify as soon as it gets recorded.
Okay.
Say good night, Ted and Angel. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
all right, let's fucking go.
Have a good night, sweetie.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. All right, everyone. That is our NFL Deadpool show. Went a little bit over an hour. We had a few laughs there. In 2 weeks, she's going to be back, hopefully, with her friends or her compatriots as they investigate. I guess her phone is sitting there lying face down on the table because all I see, it looks like a sun coming up. Looks like a sunrise. So I'm assuming I'm staring at the ceiling here. Anyway, of course, I could. There we go. Look at that. Let's got the lights, got the music. Yeah. Everybody dance. Woo! Yeah. Our mic's still open. There. All right. That is that show tonight. This show tonight. Everybody have a good night. Now, next week, 2 weeks, hopefully Angel is going to be back. Next week, Centrator Hall. Centrator Hall is going to be here next week. In 2 weeks, hopefully, we'll have Angel Vaow with her team back here. All right, everybody have a great evening, what's left of it. A great weekend. I'm sitting there retired every weekend. Every day's a weekend to me. But tomorrow is going to be especially nice. I have nothing planned for tomorrow. Don't have much planned Saturday or Sunday. So I'm watching the USL, UFL, United Football League. 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday. We'll be, of course, in and out on the NFL draft. They just got the first round done tonight. Rounds, what do they do? That 2 and 3 on Sunday. And of course, I'll be around on Facebook, chatting with everyone. If your paranormal group wants to appear on the show, whether you're single, independent, or your entire group, be glad to have you. Contact me on Facebook, Lynn Dorman. By Messenger, it's the best way to get a hold of me. As I was saying earlier, that's what Facebook was designed for. It's business and personal things like this, and it's kind of a combination. Because trust me, it's no business. I'm no hero. But anyway, if you want to be on the show, just contact me by Messenger. I'm always looking for guests. I'm pretty well booked through November. May. Where am I doing in November? So I'm looking for people maybe the last weekend in May, up into June and July if it's starting the summer months. So I'd love to hear if anybody's been on investigation and just wants to talk about it. Maybe got some video they want to show, some experiences they've had, some photos. I'd be glad to share those with the world, see what you got. Talk about what your group's done, or if you are having an event, please contact me. We will definitely hype out your location and try to get some people watching your sites and maybe come to your location. Or if you got a Paracon coming up, glad to do that. Feel free to post your advertising for an event, a location, or a group on my Facebook page. That's what my page is for. I try to keep most of the stuff off of it. So if you want to advertise something, please do not advertise Amway products or that stuff. I will block for that. But if you've got a Paracon or a group you want to promote, contact me. If you want to put a 30, 40-second video that I can play during halftime of the show. I did not have halftime tonight. because we were kind of a hurry, but I don't have anything to air anyway. If you want to got a pair of comments, throw a 30-second video at me, and I'd be glad to play it every Thursday night. In fact, get the Tuesday night, Saturday night shows back going. Saturday night, I do a midnight special Paranormal, where I just show videos of older investigations. And on Tuesday nights, I try real hard. Sometimes I have a busy day and go to sleep. But I do try to have EchoVox sessions. Daniel Robert's great program, EchoVox. I'm going to try to get him to get the newest copy as for advertising for him. Daniel Robert is a friend. He created EchoVox, so I've gotten a lot of good results off of EchoVox. Anyway, let me get out of here, do some relaxation. I just got out of bed. I slept for a few hours. Lord knows when I get to sleep tonight. But I had a long day, and I have an appointment in the morning at 9 a.m., and I need to be coherent for that. Then I've got to go to a doctor's office about 4:15, I think. So, well, my doctor, for those that don't know, I had cataract surgery a few months ago and recently had an infection of the same eye. So, I've got to go check up on that tomorrow, see what's going on. The eye's not as swollen as it was last weekend. Anyway, I bid you adieu. Good night, and see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe Saturday, not tomorrow. Y'all have a good day, good weekend, and LFG, everyone. Good night. Close! Take your...
Thanks for watching our show. Be sure to tune in to next week as once again we journey way down south into Bayou country for another heaping portion of Southern Fried Paranormal with Len Dorman and Bones. Make sure to like, share, and follow. Y'all come back now. You hear?